Now one could continue indefinitely with these demonstrations of two-letter words, and obviously they form very simple gestures, if they are gestures, and it probably may be more interesting to consider a three-element word, three speech sounds, to consider how such a word is matched by an appropriate, or what it's for examination whether it's appropriate, movement word. There is, of course, an indefinitely large number of three-element words of this kind. I've already mentioned some of them. A simple word such as hat. Such a word obviously starts off high above the head, to use a number of H's. H, at, hat, hat. H, at. One gets the usual modification that I've already mentioned for the combination of an initial consonant and a vowel. H, ha, ha, he. With the T sound, you get a forward movement added on top, added to this combination of ha, h, at, hat, hat, hat. What this seems to me at any rate to produce is a movement very similar to taking off a hat. H, at, hat. Other simple words: hit, h, it, hit, h, it. Compare ha, hit. The degree of movement out associated with hi is greater than for ha, but one has the same final forward moving force of the T. H, it, hit. H, it, hit, hit. Which seems to produce a gesture which is exactly the same as the movement of hitting. Hit. Very similar again is the word cut. The initial position for C is k. C-U, ka, ke, ki, ka, ka. That's a considerable movement out as a result of the combination of U with C, and then the same forward movement as the, produced by T. K, up to cut, 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 cut. Again, it seems generally appropriate to the meaning. Another similar form, beat, b. This is formed of B, long I, and T. B, long I, gives you b, e, b, 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 b. Combined with the forward movement for T, one gets b, e, t, b, e, t, b, e, t. This is a more prolonged movement, which again seems to reflect directly the action of beating. Well, this sort of explanation of the way in which, in parallel to the forming of speech sounds into words, one combines arm movement or arm position, arm movements or arm positions associated with individual speech sounds into movement words, can be continued to words with 4, 5 and so on, more letters, more sounds. And for a very extensive range of words, one finds that the movement resulting from the combination of the arm positions and movements has some fairly obvious relation to the meaning of the word from which one started. This then was the second approach I mentioned earlier. The first approach had been to try to think of words which, for example, had an initial letter drawn from the projective group and seemed to reflect in their meaning some character of the projective group. The second approach has been to try and demonstrate how individual movements associated with speech sounds go to form more complex movements which are related to the meaning of particular words. I leave this talk at this point.